I'm glad we're your first podcast.
I mean, Love and Rockets goes after us because this
Just
one's already locked in.
yeah.
Tyler, you
Take us
normally are the
away.
first one to speak, but
We're
since Phil got us going,
mid
Phil got us
conversation
going
starts are
in
kind of
media
fun.
res.
Yeah. Cold starts are one thing, but when we're already in the midst of it, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it
But
is.
anyway, hey everyone, welcome to 22 Panel. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me is Tad and Phil. I got the thwips in, guys.
Oh yeah.
It is a good morning. So I'm excited for the day.
Can, can you believe that this is our 192nd week in a row?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Wow.
guess you've skipped
For
one or
you, I've
two,
had two, I think three, no, three times where I've not made it.
something
One of
like
them
that.
was a couple weeks ago, right, guys? Phil, you
Hmm.
Yeah.
filled in for me. Uh,
Oh, I do a lot of filling in these days.
I love it. Uh, for those that didn't listen last week, Phil is officially part of the team. So you are now in the 22 panel starting lineup, as I call it. Did you see that I named our
I
chat
did.
group that?
I did. That's exciting. That was a great name. I
Yeah,
actually I thought for a second it might have been Tad because starting lineup is a baseball term.
but I did it for Tad. Yeah.
There we
Of
go.
course.
Uh, yeah.
And that's
All right, what's
friendship
going?
right there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
a big thing, particularly because it inspired me to give Phil a gift.
Okay.
Um, Global Comics dropped their annual fee
They
significantly
did. That's awesome.
this week, as they added day and date IDW. So they
Wow.
like got better and dropped. I think that they're prepping for Neon Ichiban and like staking out. I still hope that we wind up with like real competition between the two,
Yeah,
and
for
B,
sure.
eventually a setup where when you buy things, they're available cross panel. Though Amazon will fight that tooth and nail. Um, but
Well,
in
they don't
some
have to be
ways,
included.
in some ways, the other companies doing it on their own would not only put pressure on Amazon to do it as well, but be a brilliant strategy for getting people to leave Amazon.
Yeah.
Hey, when you buy it on Neon Ichiban, you can also read it on Global Comics. You can also read it on whatever.
Yeah,
So
that would
we'll
be
cross
nice.
our fingers. My sad news of the week, and what I was distracted because I had to find the right audio clip to play. Uh, my all-time favorite drummer, hardest working man in rock and roll, Matt fucking Cameron,
Hey,
stepped down
uh,
from the stepped down
we
from
can't get in
the
trouble for copyright,
the
can we, for playing Pearl Jam on here?
I mean it's
It's
up
kind of
on
like
YouTube, so
the
Okay.
speeding of podcasts, I have to imagine. It's only illegal if they catch you.
well, and
Okay.
also it has a lot to do with how much you play.
Yeah.
Podcasts kind of fall into radio exemptions, that sort of thing. I mean, the worst that can happen is we can get that cease and desist letter. I do not imagine Pearl Jam will be sending it. They've got an open taping policy, that sort of thing.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's fun.
it's awesome. They're great about so is Primus, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very cool of Primus too.
S- So yeah, and I picked that one. I mean, I was trying to figure out what to pick out from their last show with Matt Cameron, which is actually May 18th. He stepped down this week, but the
Mm.
last show of this leg of the tour was
You know what's great
possibly
about
even
Matt
this
Cameron?
tour.
I mean, he has been the drummer for two of the biggest major bands of the
Uh-huh.
90s, 2000s. I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
awesome.
Well, and like his days, I mean, the reason I picked out Hunger Strike here is that was actually the first time he played with the rest of Pearl Jam, because that
Oh,
was literally during the week that Eddie went to Seattle to meet Matt Stone, or not, well, to meet Stone, Jeff, and Mike.
Ahmed. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, and for that matter, even lesser known fact, the Mama San demo, which is the uh like essentially the way Pearl Jam got together is
Mother Love
after
Bone,
Mother
right?
Love Bone, after Andy Wood died.
Yep.
Initially, Jeff Ament was done. He even went back to Montana. He was going to start using his, he's got a degree in graphic design. He was done with music. But Mike McCready, who'd been a fan, had started jamming with Stone Gossard. And when they started thinking about having a band, McCready convinced Gossard that they had to get a ment. And they managed to talk him into coming back. And they decided that the way they were going to look for a singer
Mm-hmm.
was to make a demo because they didn't have a drummer yet. So the original instrumental only demo tape that it it was of songs that became Alive, Even Flow, and I think Footsteps. Um, the drummer was Matt Cameron because they knew Matt Cameron. Um,
Mm. Was
so
this pre? No, this was Soundgarden days because Soundgarden's older than
yeah,
Pearl
so
Jam.
yeah, this is like 1990,
Yeah.
early 19,
Soundgarden is 80s, so
and,
yeah.
and then it was actually Jack Irons who was the
Chili
uh,
Peppers.
Chili Peppers drummer at the time, but would go
Yeah.
on to be the fourth Pearl Jam drummer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
after Dave Abraziz.
yeah, and Dave Cruzen, and
Yeah.
there was a guy that they did some touring with, but was never on an album. Um, he knew this guy Eddie Vedder down in San Diego because they surfed together.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave him the demo tape. Eddie loved it, wrote the lyrics, and recorded. I mean, if you listen to the original demo version of Alive, you got to have a really good ear to know the difference between that and the studio version. Even
Wow.
it's like a 4 track with an overdubbed vocal.
Vocals. Yeah.
I mean that that
Crazy.
that's how fully it came out. But so the
Mm-hmm.
first time they came up to the first time Eddie came up to Seattle um was also the during the week that he was in Seattle was the day that they recorded Temple of the Dog, which was an Andy Wood tribute album. Um
Yes.
Eddie was
Yeah.
just
With Hunger Strike on it. Yeah.
right. Eddie actually hadn't been intended to be involved in that, but they were having trouble with Hunger Strike, because they had the one verse and Cornell was trying to come up with a second verse, and suddenly Eddie just started singing it, and they went, "Oh, wait a minute, what if we did the high low
Did a
rather
duet.
than
Yeah.
writing a second verse?" So that's how you have the first recording of Eddie Vedder with the rest of Pearl Jam and Matt Cameron.
Yeah. Before Matt Cameron
uh,
was the drummer.
and
I
and
mean,
and then in
like I said, he didn't become the
1998,
Pearl Jam drummer till much later.
well, in 1998, Jack Irons decided that like the touring schedule was too much and he wanted
Uh-huh.
to spend more time with his family, etc. And Matt Cameron learned like 80 songs in 2 weeks,
Wow.
and went on tour with them, and he's been with them for the 27 years since.
It's
Uh,
great.
Stepped down the
Um,
no official reason, but most likely because he's like 60 and like drumming
and he's
is
tired.
a workout.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Drumming is a workout, particularly when you play as much as Pearl Jam does.
Hey,
Um,
maybe they'll. I know this has been going around the internet, but I liked
I
it.
mean,
Maybe they'll get the
to
Foo
the
Fighters
hardest,
drummer who just was fired.
I didn't know the Foo Fighters had fired a drummer.
Yeah, Josh
Who'd
Freese.
they fire? Oh,
Josh Freeze. Freeze
yeah.
is his
Okay.
name. Yeah.
I don't even know him that well.
He
Um,
drummed for A Perfect Circle, Maynard Keenan's band, and
gotcha.
then and then yeah, he got this gig with Foo Fighters after Taylor Hawkins passed away.
Right.
And a month ago, the
They
Foo
fired
Fight
him.
Dave Grohl let him go with just hey, we're going in a different direction. No real explanation. So the big joke that I'm seeing on the internet is, hey, they can hire Freeze to go over to Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing all sorts of stuff, seeing all sorts of stuff. I actually kind of suspect that uh I think it's as likely that they go with somebody that we've never heard of as it is
Yeah.
that um that they go with and actually I can't remember the guy's name right now. Josh Holm?
I don't know him.
They've actually had another drummer touring with them doing other percussion stuff.
Mm,
Who has experience drumming in other big bands. So I mean they kind of have somebody ready to step in if they decide to
that's
go that
cool.
way as well.
That's cool.
So you know, um I mean it's pretty clear the band isn't going away. It's pretty clear that everything is amicable, that it's not
Yeah.
like a firing or anything like that. But there hasn't been deep talk beyond that. And probably won't be for until it's time, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if I mean, because like when Matt took over in '98, he was the interim drummer. You know, he's the
Hmm.
tour drummer. It was during the tour that they said, "Hey, this is really working out well. Would you be interested in like just being our drummer?" Um,
Yeah.
so
Cool. Let's
until Matt Cameron, they were considered like the real life Spinal Tap for the way they went through drummers.
it did. It's like the Melvins going through bass players.
Jeez.
Right. But
Anywho,
yeah,
what it kind of
Matt's been behind
uh
the cat kit for 27 years, and like I saw that Rolling Stone did a list of 100 greatest drummers recently and had him at number
yeah.
52. And I'm like, if he's at 52, I don't even want to look at this list because
No.
I can't imagine 50 drummers better than Matt Cameron. I can think of maybe 10 and will acknowledge that, or I can think of maybe 10 that I would accept an argument, you know, uh, and I will acknowledge that I don't know my drummers well enough that there couldn't be 10 more that if I learned their work, I would have an argument. But particularly since I'm guessing Rolling Stone doesn't get too far into jazz drummers, I really don't know how there could be 50
Yeah, jazz drummers are
better than
super
Matt
technical,
Cameron.
right?
Yeah.
Well, but
Um
Matt's a great jazz drummer too.
okay.
He put out a jazz album.
All right. I'm gonna derail you from Pearl
Yep.
Jam.
Yep.
Uh
What kind of week has
sorry.
it been?
Yes.
I'm actually gonna go light on the what kind of week has it been because I'm gonna take
Okay.
a uh a different take on what's probably the biggest news of the week, which is that there's nothing to see in the Epstein files. Um, I'm gonna say that like the whole there's nothing to see is the distraction. It's
Yeah.
please don't focus on genocide in Israel because Netanyahu's in the country. Oh,
Yes.
please forget that we recently had a political assassin. Please forget that we have indictments against judges and Congress people. And please don't notice that we now fund ICE at a higher level than all but 13 countries fund their entire militaries.
Wow.
Hmm.
Also, don't forget we bombed Iran.
Yeah,
Oh
Do
yeah.
forget.
please completely forget that.
Yeah.
Look
I
over here.
I
There's
really
nothing to
feel
see
like
with
most people
Epstein.
have. It's wild. It's wild.
So yeah, no, it's this week's hey, short attention span theater. Let's see what thing that doesn't really matter that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it matters. I'm not trying to say that it doesn't matter to the victims, to their families, blah blah blah. But like to the greater running of the country, to the world, I mean, it matters in that bad people should be brought to justice, but like it still feels kind of low on the totem pole when what do you want to bet that pardoned J6 people will be active ICE officers by the end of the year?
Ooh,
I think there are some
ooh,
already.
that's that's a dark, it's a dark turn, but feels accurate.
But I mean, no, let's talk for a second because yes, it's a dark turn, but like
Hmm.
when you scale up quickly,
Hmm.
how do you do it? You have
Yeah,
to
just like that.
lower your um lower your bar for entrance
Hmm.
and generally skimp on your training.
Yeah,
I don't want to I mean, we think ice on the streets right now is a clusterfuck. We ain't seen nothing yet.
yeah, they're going to be a well-funded clusterfuck pretty soon.
They're going to be a well-funded, well-armed, twice as present clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, ICE detention now has a budget 3 times that of the Bureau of Prisons.
Oof.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, big, beautiful my ass. Anyway,
Yeah.
new to order this month. Phil, you
Whew.
want to
All
kick it
right,
off?
and that's
On
talk about
on
your
that note, let's talk about comic books.
talk about your tonal whiplash. This is a new miniseries from Maria Lovett. Clara, a stylist disillusioned with love, turns to a futuristic dating service that offers lifelike android partners. But when her dream lover glitches into a possessive stalker, she finds herself trapped in a game of desire, control, and survival. 9.5 Weeks meets The Terminator, an artificial new erotic thriller by acclaimed creator Maria Lovett. It just sounds really, really fascinating, really prescient for today's times. In stores September 3rd.
From
Uh,
Image
from
Comics.
Image Comics. Wonder how long it had been written before ChatGPT madness became a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
this is the
I'm
dusk.
pretty certain this is a
Oh, that's
resolicit
yours.
and a
Sorry.
republisher.
I was about to
Uh,
read it.
yeah. The Dusk from Alex Segura and Elizabeth Little with art by David Hahn at AMP, AMP Press. Um, City of Blackstone is propped up by corruption and fear. Public defender Jaime Nunez, former baseball hero, now a divorced dad, has tried his best. But the criminal justice system targets the weak and poor. So Jaime has chosen a more direct way to make a difference as the masked hero known as the Dusk. When his newly inherited wealth garners him an invite to an elegant gathering of the city's elite, he decides to confront corruption at the highest levels, unaware of the secrets that await him. In stores on August 27th.
All right. Red Book. This is from the guys that brought you Blue Book, James Tiny in the fourth, and Michael Avon Oming. Let's see here. Russia, 1961. 9 students die tragically under mysterious circumstances that will come to be known as the Dyatlov Pass incident. To this day, the true cause of their deaths remain unknown, although some theorize the blame lies with visitors from beyond the stars. This is going to be in shops on October 8th from Dark
From Dark
Horse.
Horse.
Looks good. I loved the Blue Book series.
Yeah, I
And it
like
was really
this
funny.
cover.
It was, yeah, that cover's cool. Phil, when Blue Book came out,
Hmm.
I didn't realize that it was based on true stories. And
Wow.
I thought they were just doing alien abduction stories, but it was true account, so I was very very interested after that.
I was gonna say I would love to rehear your reaction to finding out that they were true accounts. That sounds
It was
fascinating.
funny.
Oh
Dad was
yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?" Of course, this is yeah.
That was what it was. That was what it was billed as.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Dad was like, "Are you kidding me? What?"
Well, sometimes there's a series
It
that it's
says
like,
so right up front.
well, I mean, you
Did
just
you not
see
read the prose at the beginning?
you see
I guess not.
timing, you see oming, you see
Yep,
pictures, you just go right to it.
I
All
did,
I
right,
and that's
actually,
exactly how I handled it.
what I can't remember is if you figured out it was true stories before or after we were talking to Oming about it.
that's good.
Probably while we were on the call.
There we
What was
go.
it while we were talking to Oming?
I don't know. I'm gonna go back and listen. I'm gonna
Just
go back and
blew your
listen.
mind. All right.
Oh, funny.
This next one is Starship Godzilla #1 from Chris Gooch and Oliver Ono, part of the Heisei era at IDW right now. If we've got a quick solicit, the Heisei era goes to space in a brand new Mechagodzilla. In the fight for galactic supremacy, no weapon is more powerful than a kaiju, and no team is better equipped to capture and transport these titanic monsters than the crew of Starship Godzilla. This ragtag group flies through space in Mechagodzilla and takes high-risk, high-reward missions across the galaxy. A kaiju heading towards your planet? Give them a call. A colossal space pest clogging up your trade route? They'll get rid of it. A galactic civil war utilizing kaiju on both sides? They'll do their best to stay out of it. But where there's a galactic war, there's a galactic conspiracy, and this may be one fight our crew doesn't land on the same side of. So yeah, this is looks great. It's going to
It
be
looks cool.
in stores October 1st from IDW, part of their new Godzilla line.
Hey,
Certainly.
if you like kaiju, I would definitely check out Asadora.
Oh
Oh
It's a manga
yeah.
Tad and I have been reading.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I think I've heard you guys mention it. That does sound really great. I gotta look
But
that
we
up right
have
now.
talked about every volume.
Yeah, definitely check out Asadora.
All right, survived. Though one of the episodes you missed
Yeah.
was when we were doing Asadora the first time. So Andy had to like catch up on Asadora to sit in your chair.
Or Andy.
He had to read like the first four volumes. I mean, he
Oh
was
my
happy
gosh.
to, but
Did he like it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, he loved it.
Yeah,
But
I really need to read this.
from Robert Venditti and Doug Braithwaite, a Russian Aquila class submarine orders, or the Russian Aquila class submarines orders were simple: escort the cargo ship Turganov across the Atlantic and safely deliver her to Cuba's shores. But someone aboard has a competing mission: sabotage. Now, a fiery explosion has punched through its titanium hull, turning the once prized vessel of the Russian fleet into a watery tomb. 100 feet down and sinking fast, two lone survivors remain: a Russian sailor and an American spy. The final combatants in a war zone only 400 feet long and 40 feet wide, locked in heated battle and buried under the weight of an entire ocean. Each man is determined to kill the other before time runs out. But the fight to survive only starts on the ocean floor as these two men are pushed to their limits and beyond in the fight against each other, the deadliest environment on Earth, and their own military forces to complete their missions and make it out alive as the world hangs in the balance. This is a new book from Bad Idea Comics called Survive, in stores on September 3rd. I've read the first issue. It is fantastic.
Nice. All right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Casey Jones #1 from Alex Packnadel and MNK Nehopan. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I did my best.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does
Yeah.
sound. I mean, until
spinning
correct.
direct spinning directly from the pages of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Casey Jones's first solo miniseries in over 30 years. Casey Jones was shot by D.A. Hale. He's awake and he has the second chance at life. Instead of taking things slow and smelling the flowers, he's jumping headfirst into the action. Casey is hitting the streets and doing everything he can to protect the people of New York City, but those closest to him think he's pushing too hard. April O'Neil and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, especially Casey's closest friend Raphael, are concerned. Things are only to get worse as a new strain of mutagen starts changing the shape of New York City, and a brand new villain threatens everything Casey believes in. This is going to be in shop September 17.
All right, some graphic novels. I'll start off with Cry Out Loud by Tara O'Connor. A spine-chilling YA horror graphic novel, a rebellious Irish teen visits distant relatives only to discover that she's to be sacrificed as part of a generational blood ritual. Now she must confront her ancestors and break the violent cycle to save herself. From Random House and in stores on September 16th. I love Tara O'Connor's work.
Yeah, that
She
looks
Mhm.
did
great.
she did Side Effects with
Mm.
our buddy Ted Anderson.
All right. Next up is
This is
Gracie's
Phil.
Ghost from Dan Brown.
Dawn Brown.
Don
Down
Brown.
Braun.
I'm sorry. That was a bad.
Dan Brown writes mediocre historical.
That's fair.
Historical fiction. That's
Well, it's not
I
Oh,
don't
even
know if I
historical fiction. It's like because he's like the Da Vinci effect
he
or Da
is.
Vinci
He is.
Code, and
Oh gosh. All right. My apologies to Don Brown. A heartwarming tale of an eccentric kid navigating the perilous adventures of school and family life with the help of her guardian ghost. In order to make in order to move on from the afterlife, a selfish ghost must make amends by helping a young girl build her confidence in a frustrating world full of school bullies, moms who just don't understand, scary teachers, and a younger brother who always gets what he wants. Gracie's Ghost is an original graphic novel for tweens who haven't always had the easy road and need to know that they aren't alone, or readers of any age rooting for the underdogs. It once I saw that this sounds like a really great title. Looks really
as
really heartwarming and wonderful. It's going to be in stores September 10th.
Image.
From Image. Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
thing. And all ages Image title. That's always something to look at.
And more
This would be
weight, a
Tyler.
Salem story, Ben Wiki at Top Shelf and IDW. Uh, every word is an accusation and every whisper kills. This staggering graphic novel explores the infamous Salem witch trials and the long shadows they cast more than 300 years later. In Salem, Massachusetts, 1692 is a year of terror when accusations of witchcraft plunged the community into paranoia and death. Curmudgeonly
Curmudgeon.
farmer, yeah, Giles Corey and his souled wife, Martha, are forced to confront their troubled past, fighting to hold on to their principles even at the cost of their lives. In the 1860s, famed writers Nathaniel Hawthorne and Henry Wadsworth Longfellow stroll the streets of Salem together, reflecting on their own dark connections to those wicked days. Today, graphic novelist Ben Wiki wrestles with the complex legacy of the Witch City and what it shows us about the best and worst of humanity. This is going to come out September 23rd from IDW and Top Shelf.
Top Shelf.
All right, and next up is She Speaks, the Women of Norse Myths in Their Own Words. Uh, this one looks really fascinating. It's from Honor Cargill Martin and Paulina uh, Hanun, Han,
Ananiam.
Hanunium. Hanuniumi? That's
That's what I think.
it's a difficult one, but thank you. Classicist Honor Cargill Martin once again puts women at center stage in this beautiful collection of 8 illustrated Norse myths and legends. Discover your favorite Norse myths with a twist. This time you'll hear from the female characters in their own words. Meet Freya, the enchanting goddess who forges a peace treaty between the Aesir and Vanir and brings magic and harmony to Asgard. Ski through the mountains with Skadi on her quest for vengeance after her father's death, and watch Loki, the shape-shifting trickster, recount the rescue of Thor's hammer while disguised as a maid in this illustrated treasure trove of 8 tales. In stores September 3rd from was this
Abrams.
Abrams?
Abrams.
Abrams
Excellent.
Comic.
Yeah.
A Thing Called Truth from Iolanda Zanfardino and Elisa Ramboli embark on a chaotic LGBTQ plus road trip adventure with a workaholic scientist and a fearless thrill seeker on a mission to honor the past and live in the present in Iolanda, well, and the people that I just said, create her own romantic comedy collaboration, A Thing Called Truth. Dr. Magdalene Trommer, a brilliant scientist with a noble dream of saving the world, meets Dorian Wildfang, a free-spirited wanderer who fears nothing except her own destiny. Together, they embark on a wild adventure across Europe, chasing a mission that proves that life is about the journey and not the destination. Along the way, these seemingly polar opposite companions find common ground on a journey that sparks an unexpected romance as they navigate the complexities and self-discovery and challenges of a world on the brink of chaos. From Oni Press, in stores on January 7th, 2026. So this is a nice advanced solicit.
Okay, this Slavery from Scarlett and Sophie Rickard, adapted from oh adapted from a novel by the radical feminist poet and author Ethel Carney Holdsworth. This compelling, multi-layered, and sumptuously designed dramatic romance plays out against the starkly observed realities of what it was to grow up female in a pre-war industrial Britain when the Landshire cotton mill that employs them burns to the ground. Sisters Rachel and Hester Martin are forced to find their own way to survive in the harsh realities of pre-war industrial Britain. The contrasting paths they take in their quest for domestic autonomy form a subtly strident allegory of the all but insurmountable barriers of class and gender that then enslaved half of the population. Part compelling narrative epic, part fiery Marxist feminist polemic, this faithful, sumptuous, and revelatory adaptation by the award-winning Rickard sisters reclaims a lost classic by holding it up as a mirror to our own hard times and as a gloriously flaming beacon to future communities to offer strength, hope, and dignity. This is from Abrams Comic Art on September 10th. Whew. That was a
All right, some
mouthful.
collections.
There are some big words in that solicit.
Physics for Cats, science
Ooh.
cartoons by Tom
I want to see
Gold.
that.
I've read it. It's fantastic.
Nice.
It
Jealous.
made me laugh my ass off.
I love Tom Gold.
I do too. What happens to a cat who goes through a wormhole? Tom Gold returns with Physics for Cats, his second collection of science-based cartoons for the new scientist. Find out why every scientist worth their sodium chloride has a Tom Gold cartoon taped to their electron microscope. This new batch of hilarious gags will be as important to every self-respecting scientist as a lab coat and goggles and oversized rubber gloves. In stores on October 8th from Drawn and Quarterly.
All right, and this next one is the trade coming up for Assorted Crisis Events. I know we've mentioned it every week it's come out. It's been the best book of the week. It's, if you haven't read it, you're missing out on an action-packed sci-fi anthology series following normal people navigating an alternate world where time is having a crisis, and just stepping outside your door can send you on an unexpected adventure. Time is having a crisis. Mingling in the red light district, you can find actual cavemen, medieval knights, and cyborg soldiers on leave from World War IV. Victorian debutantes amble their way into cell phone stores, confused and bewildered. What is a data plan? On their way to work, bleary-eyed commuters get trapped in time loops, assaulted by alternate reality versions of themselves, and try to avoid post-apocalyptic wastelands. And look, the 315 bus just took a wrong turn into the Neolithic era. From Denny's Camp, Eric Zawadski, and Jordi Belair and Hassan Atsmain El How. This is Assorted Crisis Events, best new series of the year, in stores September 17th, just in time for my wife's birthday.
From Image
Nice.
Comics.
From
Would
Image
she
Comics, of
appreciate
course.
would she appreciate that for her birthday?
There are other things she would enjoy more. That's what I would call a gift for me.
Yeah.
So it would
Uh,
be the Homer bowling ball.
A little bit, yeah, yeah.
it's funny. This is Robin and Batman, Jason Todd from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Eisner winners Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen dig deep into Batman and Robin's history. Batman has a new Robin. Jason Todd is a rash, impulsive, and reckless kid with a troubled past who the Dark Knight was certain he could mold into Gotham's next protector. But can he save Jason from the darkness within himself? When a strange new villain, shrouded in white cloth and mystery, sets his sights on Robin, Batman realizes that even he may not have what it takes to train the anger and torment out of his new young ward. The Eisner Award winning team of Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen delved into the history of Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson in 22. Now they've reunited to tell the story of Batman's most tortured and complex Robin. This is out from DC, and it is in stores November 25th.
But it can't possibly be funnier than the Jason Todd that was portrayed in this week's Trinity.
Oh, really? I didn't read it.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Was it?
So fucking good.
Have you heard of Alex DeCampi's rejected pitch for a Jason Todd GQ Black Label series?
No, but that would be
Oh,
cool.
No.
she's posted it a few times. It looks amazing. I would read it. It was like a, mocked up like a cover of GQ magazine, Gotham
Right.
Quarterly,
Right.
doing a sad, brooding Jason. Sorry. I should probably not advertise comics that you can't read.
I mean,
No, that's
it's
fine.
fun to
If you
know
can
about,
find it,
but like it's never been made.
if
Exactly.
you
It
could,
doesn't exist.
if you can find it someday, good for
It's
you. I
more
don't think
Right?
convince somebody to make
you can
it.
make it. Yep.
Anyway, final order cutoff of Monday, July 21st. We've got Cemetery Kids Run Rabid #1 from Zach Thompson and Daniel Irizarry. From Oni Press. It'll be in stores August 13th. Phil and I have read this and talked to Zach. It's pretty awesome. Go order yours right now. Dreadstar Omnibus #1 from Jim Starlin and Dark Horse Comics in stores October 28th. Without even knowing that the new omnibus was coming out, this was Otis Frampton's thing that I love that more people need to read about. And I wound up literally
Mhm.
texting him or emailing him the next day to say, hey, look. I just talked about it. Dusk #1 from Alex Segura, Elizabeth Little, and David Hahn, out on August 27th. Here you go, Tyler. This one's for you. Hellboy and the BPRD. Professor Harvey is Gone. One shot from Mike Mignola and Giuseppe Manunta. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips return to the world of Criminal with The Knives. Laser Eye Surgery from Walker Tate and Fantagraphics. Spawn of Venus and Other Stories from Wallace Wood. Al Feldstein, Ray Bradbury from reprinted EC Comics from Fantagraphics. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum #1 from W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo and DC Comics. And then Fantagraphics finally putting out where it all began. Walt Disney's Donald Duck finds pirate gold, the first Carl Barks Duck Stories in stores August 27th. We still have a few days to support the 2025 Insert Name Comics and Zines Festival from Ryan Carey, Emily Mayer, August 23rd and 24th, Squirrel Arts, 3450 Snelling Avenue South, Minneapolis. It's on Kickstarter through July 14th. Tyler has just informed me that he's going to be on vacation, but I still
No,
plan to
Ted.
be out there.
Hey, Ted. There is a chance I will be there. I just found out we're getting back on the Friday.
Oh,
That
okay.
Friday. So we'll get back on that Friday.
So
And
Tyler may be there.
if I can convince my wife that I can then leave to Minneapolis.
I mean, you could do like the day trip on either Saturday or Sunday. You don't have to
True.
be there for both days.
That's really true. That would be doable.
Or the day trip on both days. I mean,
That is less doable because of the gas. It's 4 hours each way for me. So, okay.
still I think disturbingly not funded, and we're gonna check exactly where it's at because I'm gonna have to start putting on my full court press. Is the Islands in the Sky is still $3,000 away from funding with 5 days to go. Um, Islands in the Sky is a collection of Hurricane Helene survivor stories with assists, art and writing assists from Greg Pak, Josh Adams, Steve Orlando, June Kim, Matt Fraction, Aster D'Amico, Jean Lewin Yang, The End Fam, Brianna Lowenson, Andrew Iden, Valentin DeLando, Brian Michael Bendis, CAP Award, Nick Filardi, Shannon Burcham, Brent Schoonover, Matthew K. Manning, Jarrett Rutledge, Nate Powell, Anthony Dale Cole, and Alex Segura. Good Preble Productions, Appalachia Comics Project. You've got until July 17th to back it on Kickstarter. And please do. This is not only a really, really cool looking comic. This is one of the ones where the money goes somewhere where it's very, very needed. So
Yeah.
please, Islands in the Sky, even if you don't back it for like the full physical amount, just give them a tip, give them a few bucks, give them whatever. Um, Anyway, Mezzo Volumes 1 to 3 Fantasy Trilogy from Jared Luan, Tyler Chin Tanner, and Val Rodriguez is also on Kickstarter until July 17th. Grendel, The Game of Crime and Mayhem from Off Page Games on Kickstarter through July 24th. Grawlgore and Shanks, #1 from our friend John Lees and Joe Mulvey at Comics Tribe on Kickstarter through July 26th. The Many Odd Origins of Even Steven, the newest addition to the Impossible Jones universe from Carl Kessel and David Hahn, another friend of the podcast, on Kickstarter through August 7th. Omega Rain, which is a superhero novel from Bill Coffin with art from Andrew Robinson from Raid Press, which is the Ramon K. Perez's and Chip Zdarsky and a bunch of other Toronto people put that together years ago. Through August 8th on Kickstarter. Harbinger Classic, the hardcover omnibus from the recently departed Jim Shooter. The not recently departed, still working very, very hard, David Lapham and various others from Valiant and Alien Books on Kickstarter until August 8th. And Altiplano from Gustavo Vargas on Kickstarter until August 9th.
That's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and these are the ones that I try to just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
because
for
most of
people
them
to
we've talked
support.
about at some point
Yeah.
or another. Tyler, what'd you love this week? And I love that even though God, there were so many books this week that would have
Yeah.
made it in so many other weeks, we
Yeah.
still have one that crosses over.
Yeah. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, The Rite of Spring, #1 from Patrick Horvath. This
Fuck, it
is
was
the
good.
follow. Yeah, this is the follow-up to last year's Beneath the Trees miniseries that Pat did. And it was awesome. This is awesome. Pick it
Yeah.
all up. I mean, it's
Phil,
great.
have you read these yet?
The Beneath the Trees, it's been on my list for so long. I need to. I desperately need to. And
Yeah, yeah. I know it's on Hoopla. It
this is the
might be on
motivator.
Global Comics.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was just about to
Um,
check right now to see what
I know that like it's been day and date on Hoopla even. So like even the issue 1 should be available on Hoopla, but they
Oh
just
yeah.
said IDW's day and date on Global Comics. So I haven't actually looked because I had my physical copy, but like it might be. Yeah.
My next pick, you guys, I don't know why,
I didn't
but
even get to it, but I
Fantastic
wanted to.
Four rebooted. Ryan North again is writing, and this time it's Humberto Ramos from Marvel, and it's really good. I mean, but I don't understand
It's
why they rebooted because it's still
because
Ryan
they
North.
just finished the One World Under Doom.
Yeah, that's true. Um, and then new was Toxic Avenger Comics #1 from Matt Bors and Fred Harper from
This
Ahoy.
is this is also very good. Also
Yeah,
very
I
good.
I like Ahoy's aesthetic. I really like their
Yeah.
letterhead at the top of
Yep.
their comics. I
Yep.
just it's fun. It's kind of nostalgic for me of, getting my dad's old Golden Age comics. I don't know. It's cool.
So
Ted, what about you? What'd you
so
like?
how good was this week? I
Yeah,
haven't
how
even
good?
haven't even read Fire and Ice. Hell Freezes Over yet. Um, I
I
haven't
didn't even
gotten
put
to
Jay
Power
and Silent
Fantasy.
Bob meets Archie.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to Power Fantasy yet. I haven't gotten to Supergirl yet. I haven't gotten to Star Trek Lower Decks yet. Uncanny Valley, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman. The Future Is #3. The Working Projects, All-Star Superman #1. Buried Long Ago #3. Archie Meets Jay and Silent Bob. Alienation. None of these made my top three. Um, they
Crazy.
all feel like they should have been #1s in like a normal world where there weren't ridiculously huge numbers of awesome comics coming out.
Yeah.
Uh, but we live in this is the one good part of the world. We have ridiculously large numbers of awesome comics coming out.
Hmm.
Um, so uh but no, #1, like heads and tails out front, if only because it's not only brilliant, but it's a full graphic novel. Meat Eaters by Meredith McLaren is just one of the most beautiful pieces of art. Um, Heartwarming, moving stories. I don't know if warming's quite the word, but kind of, dealing with like life and isolation and finding oneself and being a powerful undead.
Yeah.
um, and then FML #5 from Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez. Oh my God, this continues to be amazing, 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 amazing. Um, and I hope that it's a heavily fictionalized version of Kelly Sue's life, because
That would suck if it wasn't.
well, it wouldn't necessarily suck, but like I'd understand why she hasn't been making as many comics lately.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, as we just talked about, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, The Rite of Spring #1. And I tried really hard to leave this off my list because I knew it would be on yours. And even though there were all of those other great, great books that came out this week, I couldn't. I couldn't. It was that
No,
good.
it's too good. It's too
That
good.
good.
Yep.
So,
I was going to say where Tad did not read the Power Fantasy, I did, and
yeah.
very very much enjoyed it. We'll have to
Yeah.
find time to talk about that some other time. But my
Yeah.
giant sized hoopla pick for this week is Queen of Bad Dreams by Danny Lore, Jordi Perez, Deirbla Kelly, and Kim McLean from Vault Comics. This is a series I've had on my eye for a while, and I just wanted to highlight it, pick it up. Um, it is wonderful, magnificent. I got to be honest, I still need to read it. This is starting out as
Uh,
the picking out what
see
I'm going to read this week list.
dude, that's what the next one's
I
supposed
know.
to
I need to. I'm all backwards. I'm mixed up, turned around. Admittedly, I haven't
be.
read my next pick either, but I will right my ship at some point.
So, Tyler, I pulled
Yeah.
ahead again.
Yep. We were
Pulled
tied,
ahead again. I'm
but
five chapters ahead, baby.
did you notice how many I read? Two.
Two. I
Two
read to the end.
chapters.
I read to the end of this volume.
He was busy
Um,
reading
I,
Lazarus.
Continues to be
you
so
guys,
fucking good. That's
it
right. You got
is,
caught
but
up on Lazarus.
I was so excited about Lazarus. I mean, I was just going through, and then I
Now, when
didn't
you said you
realize,
got caught up on Lazarus, did you get
yeah,
caught up?
in
Caught up? Is it all the Lazarus stuff and the Lazarus X plus 66 and the Lazarus Risen?
yeah, and
Oh wow.
yeah, I read everything available on Hoopla, which was 7 volumes. So then I went
Okay.
back, not Hoopla, but
Global
Global
Comics.
Comics. Then I went back and looked what you had to make sure that I didn't miss something.
Okay.
Um, so yes, but jumping back now, we are actually on issue 10 in our
One
talk, and
shot.
yeah,
Yeah. One
this
one
is
shot. Things didn't work out as well for our fail
so.
son as he as he seemed to think that they would,
Is this
proving
Joseph or
once
what's his
again
name?
that
Jonah.
that
Jonah. Yeah.
he is totally a fail son.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it sucks that he's named after my son because like my son is not a fail son. I want to make
Right.
that very clear. If we're talking about my Jonah, not a fail son. Uh, Jonah in
Jonah
Lazarus,
Carlisle.
very much a fail son. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like that special kind of fail son that doesn't even know that they're a fail son.
Well,
Yeah.
he's
I mean,
committing the.
this is like Trump level fail son. He's a fail son who thinks he's smarter than everybody and is shocked when rather than going, "Hey, dude, awesome, you came to us," they took all of his clothes and whacked him a few times and threw him in a cell.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, they've got a prisoner that just walked into their midst. Um, I, and he's a high ranking family member. Um, yeah,
I feel like he doesn't realize that every time he opens his mouth,
yeah.
he actually decreases his value. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like when he sits down with Hawk at the beginning of the conversation, Hawk's like, "Oh, well, this is at least a hostage that I could sell." And by
Hmm.
the end of the conversation, Hawk is like, "Why would they pay to get this bastard back?"
Uh-huh.
I
This
love
is like ransom of Red Chief. Please
yeah,
go back.
yeah. That was certainly one of the things that I loved about this. To contrast this, the first conversation that we see with Jacob Hawk and how much he's holding back with how much he knows,
Right.
um, and how he really comes down to you don't know anything, you know.
Not
Yeah.
yet. No.
Yeah, you don't know anything, and I mean, even him saying that to Jonah, he's like, but you do have value
Yeah.
physically.
I'm going to take your
You are
finger.
useful. Yeah,
Right.
I am now going to, which is
I'm
funny
going to
because
see if I can reverse engineer you.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, and yeah, this is definitely the couple things that I was thinking while reading this is one, the big one of like how wildly these characters have turned out, a good 30 issues later, or 20 something. Yeah, it's
Right.
hard to math, but yeah, it's roughly that many pages. And just how these two of the most loathsome people in this world full of loathsome people, and then how different they are, today or even 10 years later in story. And
Hmm.
between
I
that
can't believe
and
they lived that long. I mean, look how old
yeah,
Hawk is now. I mean,
yeah,
he's this gross, decrepit 90
Yeah,
year
but
old
he's got his
man.
drugs.
he does. He's
Yeah.
he's pushing 200, but he's
Oh, is
um
he? I guess I missed.
And
I mean,
Carlisle's old too. This is why
yeah.
Hawk's jealous because Carlisle is just as old, but
Hmm.
somehow his stuff not only allow him to live, but allow him to like look cool.
Yeah. It's just to
Yes.
to not turn into a bag of beans. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I just didn't realize how old Hawk was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's
And
crazy.
mind you, I mean, think about the level of like don't give a shit about like the world and reality that like he gives such a shit about just how come you get to live long and look good?
yeah.
Yep.
He says, it's been 40 years, but you look the same age. And even in, I think it was issue 2, they make a comment about like, oh, y'all are arguing like you're in your 20s instead of your 60s. And
Yes,
yeah, that's just
they
it's
do act like that. But when you have
yeah.
long life, that does happen, right? The 60s
Well,
become
and
the new
all
40s, and
and also when like you have no limits and no consequences.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. It
Mhm.
and I guess this might be a strange thought, but it's 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 a little weird to me I want to take a second to talk about the fashion of the three-piece suit. That Jonah is wearing a suit, a businessman suit, going
When
up
he
against the
crashes.
militia when he crashes, all these things, and sort of this idea that okay, even if we take for granted that we are Pat now in
But
a post year X world, say
but
there's a
but
good
he's not wearing a three-piece suit.
no.
He's wearing a
No.
jacket
There's no
and
Oh, I see.
vest.
There's
There's
no.
no
there's
Oh,
no
okay.
vest,
vest.
but
Okay. My apologies. Fine. Still a
Yeah.
businessman suit. Sorry, I
Right.
miscounted my pieces. I counted shirt, jacket, pants. That's three pieces, is it
Right.
not? But no, no, I get what you're saying
no.
about it needs a vest. But anyway, the
Yeah, the
suit,
vest is the third
the
piece.
modern suit, it's a piece of fashion that in this world has lasted well over 100 years, possibly 150 years.
Mhm.
And it's just it to me. It speaks to the ethos of the 20th century where they want to be, they're the once and future century. They want to be you know, the pinnacle of history, the pinnacle of civilization. They want to last for all time. And it's it's an interesting choice that the fashion of the wealthy and the rich and powerful in this world is indistinguishable from today. Whereas most other series would have, taken that
Changed it.
inspiration and yeah, they would have
Yeah.
they would have said, "Here's a future suit," and it's like, no, they're still wearing suits. It's still
True. Yeah.
it's the best fanciest thing
Well,
that people can think of to wear.
sometimes you get things right and you just don't change it.
Well, and that's where I question it. I wonder to myself what is, we've seen variations and modifications on the style for a few hundred years before that, but it's the thought of, all right, when are we going to
We'll
go from
say a good fitting suit
uh-huh.
that has a proper number of pockets in the coat,
Hmm.
which is a minimum of four, two outside, two inside,
Hmm.
is actually a pretty comfortable piece of clothing
It is.
and
I
more
The
agree.
jacket
versatile
is,
than it
yeah.
looks.
It
Yeah.
is.
But
I also
it
agree.
has to be good fitting and made out of
Right.
good material.
Right. And I guess my thought is, at one point we were wearing togas as a species,
Yep.
and now we're wearing suits. What's next? Is there going to be a next? Are we going to go back to togas for a while? This is where my
Hmm.
brain's at this morning.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
see. I don't know. I don't know.
Cool. Well, yeah, like you said, Jonah is stripped, he's beaten. Does he even lose an eye? I'm looking at one of the pictures.
I don't think
Okay.
yet. I don't think in
I
this
know he
issue, but
loses a finger.
he eventually does lose an eye. I
I
don't
think it's
think.
just a finger here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Hawk takes his finger and sends it.
yeah.
Uh,
I think
Um,
it's at the conclave. They you see as an eye patch.
yes,
So
that's what it was.
that's my big question.
Hmm.
Like now that Tyler is caught up,
Hmm.
do we really want to be taking issue by issue, or should we be doing arcs, single issues when they're single issues? Just because it's gonna be harder not to spoil going forward.
Hmm.
And it's one thing to like fill up a conversation with a single issue when there's one person who's experiencing the whole universe for the first time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm noticing how much quicker we kind of got to what feels like, oh, we're going to talk about suits now because we don't have anything else to
No,
talk.
well,
Well,
I
no,
mean
I
yeah,
don't mean it quite that way, Phil, but
right,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean.
No, I do
Um,
know what you mean.
that there was
Uh,
only so much substance we could get into the one issue, and this is a one-shot issue.
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah,
I'm
so
concerned about
tomorrow
how much
or
substance we'll
tomorrow, next
manage to
week.
get if we do one part of a five issue.
I think I see where you're going because that's the thing is that the first two arcs of this book are so packed with world building
Yeah,
that the issue by issue pace it felt right. It made sense.
right,
And especially
but
the prescient comparison to today's world.
right.
This is a good spot because this is a one shot. We're moving
Uh-huh.
into the next arc.
I
Yeah,
could I
I
could see
kind
this
of
for you.
feel like we should do Conclave for next week
Yeah.
rather
Which
than
is great because
just
Conclave
issue
was a
10.
great arc. So
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah. And it takes
yeah,
place over, a day, 2 days. So
right.
that's another thing that is I mean, even though the first four issues were a day as well, but That's one of the things
Yeah.
that's also great about
Yeah,
this
but we
series.
were building so much world, and Tyler
Hmm.
was new to it,
Yes.
and the audience
Yeah.
was new.
But then as soon as I, understood the world we were talking about, then I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I'm off and running,
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
So you hear that,
right.
audience? That means you got to read Conclave for next week if you haven't caught up as well.
Conclave for next week.
Oh yeah.
So 5 issues for next week, and
Hmm.
it won't feel like it.
It won't. It
These
absolutely won't.
I remember how much it sucked waiting month to month for these issues.
Oh, I mean, it's funny that that's one of those things that as I've gotten older, the wait between issues feels. I mean, like, it's worth it. I have a saying in the back of my head
See,
that the best comics face delays. All the best comics
a-
face delays.
as I've gotten older, I don't notice the wait as much because I read more comics,
Yep.
and
Same. Yes, I
or
agree. Yep.
or I notice it more
Hmm.
because when it finally comes around, I'm like, God damn it, I don't remember where we're at.
Yeah.
Yes, I am agree. Yep.
Um, there aren't a lot of things that I feel like I think having wait time in between works much better
Hmm.
when your standard format is more episodic.
Yes. This is, don't get me wrong. I am not advocating for more waiting. I am
Right.
merely, this is how
Oh
I've,
no, I
yeah.
understand. I understand. I'm just like I'm thinking about like how I mean, I would love to see a series that like had the balls to go, okay, here's your 3 issues of essentially one shots or basically connected one shots.
Hmm.
Now it's going to be 6 months and you're going to get 144 pages. Then it'll be a month and you'll get a 22 pager. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
whatever the next story is, we get it done and put
Hmm.
it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be
It's
curious to see how that works. I mean, on one side, I know that the industry is like terrified of the idea that, oh, the longer it's off the shelves, the less people will care.
hmm
But there have been so many people who have like wound up finishing story, first 10 issues are single issues, and then they do 2 more trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
You know, um,
And
again, I'm it would be an interesting publishing gambit.
right, right. And
You
it's
know, from the get-go, you tell the story you want to tell,
hmm well, and it's
and
also
we decide how to put it out.
for someone who got into comics right before the New 52, when in the days of a bad combination of delays and fill-in artists at the
Right,
the big two,
right.
before they started planning further ahead to reduce that, it's the kind of thing where I very quickly decided and realized, like, I would rather wait and see the intended vision of the creators than, oh, no, 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 we gotta get this out. We gotta, it's one of those things that, the churn of publishing, the churn of business is, you know,
Right.
I'm willing to spit in the face of that for the sake of art.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
even know if it would actually be bad for business, is my
No, that's
point.
true. That's true. That's true. I mean,
I mean, I think ultimately good art is what drives artistic business.
hmm and the idea is that if the series is good enough, people will wait. I mean, just
I
talk
mean,
to.
honestly, like, and I love that they make good superhero movies now, but the
Mhm.
way Hollywood has gone full on blockbuster or bust,
Yep.
it's just made movies in general matter less in culture.
Yeah, that's a fair point, especially
Whereas
when
whereas good TV has
mhm,
made a resurgence.
it really has.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean,
I
part of
mean,
that.
I remember the days of people saying TV was dead because they would never give it the budget necessary to make it worthwhile, and
Mhm.
and all the good stories would be movies, and we're not there anymore.
Yeah, feels like
Uh,
it's flown the other way.
I
That's
I think I think businessmen look at the wrong things when they're deciding that something is dying or dead or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
They don't look at the quality of their product. They don't look
Well, I don't think they
at
can.
what they could do to get new audiences.
Well,
They,
that's
they look at how can we get more money from this audience.
right, and that's what I was going to say is that the problem is because they are unable to adequately evaluate the quality of their
Yeah.
product
Yeah.
because they're so far removed from the actual consumers, and then they are unable to imagine new customers again because they don't know what is working about their business once it's something that's
Right.
been changed
Right.
hands
Right.
16 times
Right.
over, you know?
Right.
Um, yeah,
Well,
it's
and when like having the right last name or business degree or whatever is more likely to get you the high level executive position than like having done the shit that you're going to oversee.
right, right. And it's funny how much that's been the story of the 20th century and even continuing today. Like, for
Yeah,
example, I already mentioned her once, my wife, the school she goes to is currently run by the son of the founder of the school. And quite frankly,
that
the
makes
guy's
sense.
the guy's an idiot. The
Hmm.
guy's an idiot. He owns a Cybertruck. He's a fucking idiot.
Right.
Um, so how did he get that job? How did a fucking idiot get the job of running a school? You
Dad.
know? And yeah, mom in this case, but yeah, you
Eh,
know? So it's I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm mad at him.
I
well,
like that. I don't
I'm
I don't know
certain
where
that
I was
he's
going, but I'm
also
mad.
what I really love is they're the same people who will say things like, "Oh, I see a black man flying a plane, and I
Yeah,
worry DEI
right.
hunt."
Those sorts of things. The same people who, you know, won't provide basic necessities because they're trying to cut costs. But, you know,
But
again,
I'm just talking like so many of the most incompetent people I have ever known
hmm
are some level of nepotism higher, and we don't
yeah,
talk as much about that.
yeah, that is uh that is an
You know,
unfortunate.
you want to improve higher education. You don't worry about getting rid of diversity. You
hmm
worry about getting rid of legacy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you don't allow uh sports scholarships for sports that don't actually warrant scholarships. I mean, seriously, you know, the back door into Ivy League is go
hmm
become a fencer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you don't, I mean, there is a minimum grade point average, blah, 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 that you need.
hmm
But you're up against hundreds of thousands of people who meet that criteria.
hmm
But there might only be 1,000 top-notch fencers that also meet that criteria. So suddenly you've improved your opportunity of getting in exponentially.
Right. That sounds like when I knew a kid who was going to Harvard undergrad wanting to be a doctor, and he was a creative writing major because
Yeah.
the highest percentage of people accepted into med school uh, were creative writing majors. It was one of those things where it's I mean it makes sense on some level, but at the same time it's really funny to me. It's really absolutely
Did it
funny to me
actually
that
work for him? Because that's one of those where it's like, is that because of low numbers? The highest percentage
I
of people getting in are creative writing majors because what they're actually giving you is the percentage of creating creative writing majors that apply for med school that get in,
no,
not the percentage of people in med school who were creative writing majors.
I
Because
think
I have a really hard
uh-huh.
time believing that the percentage of people in med school
hmm
that were creative writing majors is higher than the percentage of people in
that
med school
that were
who were
pre-med.
biology majors.
Yeah. I would definitely want to look into that more because I that's a good
But I could
distinction, and
totally see a
didn't get that.
situation where like there were 50 creative writing majors that
Hmm.
applied for med school and
Hmm.
35 of them made it, whereas there were 50,000 biology majors that applied
Right.
for med school and like
Ooh.
2,000 of them made it.
That I think that's probably the statistic the guy was talking about, and the
But
reason
that
why.
talks way more about like the particular creative writing majors that decide to
Mhm.
apply for med school than it does about the major itself.
Well, and I think the reason for that would be because a large part of a doctor's job is constructing a narrative of what's going on in someone's body, and then communicating that with uh, uh,
I mean,
precision
what do
and
you want?
empathy.
Yeah,
You know?
but what do you want to bet that like their MCATs were off the charts?
Mm, yeah, probably just naturally talented people that were, somehow steered to that.
Or you know, when they were steered to it, they were steered to it with a passion.
Yeah,
I sincerely doubt that the people who got in went, "Oh, I'm going to become a creative writing teacher so I can become a doctor."
yeah, no, no, no. I don't think there was ever the thought of stopping as a teacher. I think it was clearly
Well,
from
no.
major
I
to
meant
med
I'm going
school.
to become a creative writing. I'm going to be a creative writing major so I can
Yeah,
be. I
yeah.
mean, I bet you like the numbers from the year that it was high.
Hmm.
It's because
Of an anomaly or something like you said of the 1 year
yeah, I
50.
mean, some other year it could be history. Some other year
Yeah.
it could be, you know, for whatever reason, you know, for that matter, and I knew these numbers back when I was pre-med because
Hmm.
I had a advisor at Loyola that wasn't telling me that it was the way to become pre-med. He was explaining why it wouldn't hurt me
Mm.
to get into medical school. He's like, I mean, as long as you take the other stuff, you know, having a diverse repertoire is a bonus point. You know, what matters is that you can pass your MCATs, that you have the proper biology, chemistry background, etc. You
Hmm.
know, so like don't worry about being pre-med if you're interested in English or history or whatever, because it can't hurt you and it could wind up being helpful.
Hmm.
Um,
I didn't
but
know that you were I didn't know you were pre-med at any point.
way. I was like 19.
It's a
Ah,
different life ago.
there you go.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
funny because I've been to Loyola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Long time ago. Um, anyway, let's talk about what we hope will be spectacular. And
Sir
man, was
Chad, what do
this
you
tough
got?
too. Oh my God.
I agree.
I
Your
mean, I'm gonna
picks that
start
you've
with
got.
I'm gonna start with Jeff Lemire has 3 books coming out next week, and I
Yes.
didn't even give him a spot by combining them all.
Wow.
Blood Brothers Mother from Azzarello and Riso, #4 comes out next week, and it didn't make my list. The new EC anthology series, Catacomb of Torment, starts next week, and it didn't make my list. Uh, Far Down Below, #4, Chris Condon, didn't make my list. Um, Red Before Black, #6, Stephanie Phillip, didn't make my list. Star Trek, Red Shirts, #1. I'm so sorry, Chris. From one of my good friends, Chris Cantwell, didn't make my list. Wonder Woman 23 from Tom King didn't make my list. Oh, I just realized that really Lemire has 4 things coming out and still didn't make my list. And one of them is 10,000 Ink Stains, his memoir, which I am very excited about. But he's got that, Absolute Flash, Phantom Road, and Robin and Batman Jason Todd all coming out next week. I could have combined them into one to give him a spot on my list, and I couldn't do it because we have Golden Rage, Mother Knows Best, #4 from Chrissy Williams and Lauren Knight. We have I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer, #4 from Doug Wagner, Daniel Hilliard. And we have Pastime #4 from Joe Harris and Russell Olson. They're all #4s, as is Far Down Below #4, which is why this particular week in any given month has been really fucking hard for 4 months now. I'm kind of glad that they're all 5-issue series.
And they're all coming out at the same time every month.
Right. Yeah. There's also some great graphic novels and collections. Which I guess Phil picked one that isn't on my list. So I'll say they're finally collecting Shade the Changing Man. The Bone Deluxe edition, I got my Kickstarter version already. It's fucking beautiful. Grommets was one of my favorite stories of the year. Snot Girl, both Tyler and I loved. Obviously, 10,000 Ink Stains is going to be amazing. There's also the Will Eisner comics biography from Stephen Weiner and Dan Mazer coming from NBM. So Tyler, what are you looking forward to? And I'm looking forward to all the books you're looking forward to, too. It's just a really fucking stacked week.
Well, e-viewing continues to kill it with Exceptional X-Men. This is #11, along with Carmen Carnero from Marvel. This one looked really interesting. Big Rig #1 from Adrian Wessel and Austin Post, who you may know as Post Malone. This is Nathan Gooden and from Vault.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see what they've come up with. You know what I mean?
They're certainly plugging the hell out of it. And like, well, obviously the Post Malone angle gives them some reason to.
Yeah.
I don't think Vault would be putting this much energy into promotion if they didn't feel like they'd also done a good comic.
Yeah, that's why I'm willing to check it out.
Yeah.
And then Robin and Batman, Jason Todd #2. Is it #2 or did I make a mistake? It seems like there
I
was
think
more.
it's #2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's #2. Yeah.
Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen from DC.
Yeah.
All right.
Phil?
And my still figuring this out, my all new giant size trade waiter graphic novel pick is actually a start of a new manga series called Tower Dungeon by
That kind of fits in as a trade waiter.
yeah, manga trade waiters. Those are similar type people. They're cousins.
It's also a graphic novel. I mean,
It
if
is.
you wanted to, you could probably go track down the chapters. Kadanch is a little bit harder than some other publishers. It's not like Viz where you can get the subscription easily. But
Right,
yeah.
right. But yeah, this is by Tsutomu Nihei from Kodansha Tower Dungeon. I realized I think I heard about this or saw that it was a series people were interested in before being translated because it sounds really familiar. It looks really familiar. I know virtually nothing about the story other than there are knights. There's a tower in a dungeon supposedly. Looks cool, sounds cool. Yeah.
One of these days, I'll get you to see the journal style guide.
I see. Oh, it's okay. So this is your show notes are adhering to some other. You said what kind of style guide?
Internal.
Internal style guide.
The 22 panel style guide, which will also make doing the show notes easier because you only have to get rid of commas rather than anything else.
Right. That's a good point.
That's true. All right, guys, I am going to head off. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to get dressed and head off to that graduation party I was telling you about. But
I got 45 minutes until it's
time
to talk Love and Rockets. So, Tyler, take us out.
All right, guys, thank you for listening. And as always, we'll catch you on the next page. Oh, excuse me, catch you after the next page.
After the next page.
Oh, I can't believe I messed that up again.